Man, a lot of people don't.
Cleanups.
Like a lot of people know I'm a performing artist, don't know that I do community work, and then a lot of people that know me through community work don't know that I'm a performing artist. So it's crazy. Because when I go certain places, they'll be like, Raimi, hey Raimi, and then other places they'll be like, Kayenne, that's you.
Nah, like I said,
that's my Gemini.
I had to put it together myself, man. But now when we met, you came out to one of our community cleanups, and was out there putting in work, and it's like, this is dope, man. And saying on the music front, I appreciate what you're doing for the culture. You know what I'm saying? You definitely hold it down. So, man, you hail from Louisiana, right?
Yes, I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? The home of soul, the home of blues. You know what I'm saying? It's where I am, where I'm from, what I do. It's my everyday walk. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a piece of gumbo. I'm a little bit of gumbo.
Yeah. Well, for those that don't know, Action One Media Group is based out of Houston, Texas, and so that's where we at. Out here, on this third coast. So, how'd you end up down here in Houston?
Oh Lord, have mercy. So I came to Houston by way of Hurricane Katrina, so it wasn't a beautiful trip here. But it has been beautiful being here. Being from New Orleans, a lot of things is fast. It's fast paced out there. So we just live. It's like being in New York. It's like being in the Big Apple. Like everything is always open. Everything's always rolling. Everybody's always partying. There's always somewhere to go and something to do. But when I came here, I had time to reflect. And I don't even remember my life. Like, I feel like it flashed before my eyes because life was so fast in the Big Easy, And when I came here, I found a peace that I didn't have. And then I also found myself because I didn't know anything about, African spirituality. I didn't know anything about, like, real poetry coming from the heart. I didn't know anything about that. And I knew about music because I played music growing up. Of course, that's what we were blessed with in the city. I knew about art, you know what I'm saying, because I painted growing up. But I didn't know about this piece. I didn't know this was real. You know what I'm saying? When I came here, I felt like it was some type of depression that I was in. But actually, I was slowing myself down and detoxing my spirit. And I didn't understand that in the beginning. And I was like, a lot of people look at Katrina as if it was something that was bad that happened to us. And it was. But it also was a spiritual awakening for a lot of people. A change and transformation for some people. And a lot of people don't understand that sometimes change is good.
Absolutely. And one thing, me being from Houston, when the people from New Orleans came, I think initially it was a culture clash just because most people in Houston don't realize, their Louisiana roots, because a lot of us didn't have that. But over time, we saw the cultures grow together.
Exactly.
I just think about being from Houston. D can tell Houston is all braids and fades. You know what I mean?
But it was a cultural shock for both of us. It was a cultural shock for New Orleans people being placed all over the world. You know what I'm saying? And then it was a cultural shock for people accepting us in. Because no one knew what we were and we didn't know what they were. Even our communication was jumbled. And you would think that, if I walk up to a sister from Houston, she would communicate with me the same way that I would communicate with her at home. But I'm like, when you come tell me what it is in New Orleans, we like, that you want to fight?
Yeah.
I didn't know what it is and what it do means was up. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, just little things like that was like a cultural clash. And then it's like, okay, we have to prove that, this is my home and you stepping on my territory. And a lot of people are territorial, and I understand that. So people that's coming in are going to feel like, okay, I got to defend myself and my family on top of trying to heal from this disaster. And then other people that are taking people in is like, we're taking all these broken people, and it's hard for both sides to deal with.
That's right. So I see that you're definitely heavy in the African spirituality. Mm-hmm. What first got you connected with your African spiritual roots, and also since you've continued on that path, why did you feel it was important, to continue to connect, with that African spirituality?
Well, when I was in the city, when I was in New Orleans, we're very, very embedded. A lot of people in voodoo. And that's like one of the main cultures that we had in New Orleans that was, basically of African descent coming from Haiti. So I knew about that. I knew about that growing up. My grandmother taught me about that. People told me what it was, but I wanted to see for myself. You understand? But it wasn't my path. That wasn't for me. And when I came to Houston, I actually got into African spirituality by being invited to like these different Pan-African festivals and being invited to the Shape Center. And I ran across.
Shout out Shape.
Yeah, shout out to the Shape Center. And I was going out to those different events, and I started doing poetry and everything in Houston, and I ran across Baba Ifalade. Yeah. And when I ran across Baba Ifalade, it was like the most magical thing that ever happened in my life because he's a storyteller. He's a storyteller. So when I sat with him and I began to walk with him, I started learning the stories about who we were. I started learning how to accept who I was because I was also in a battle with myself because I'm looking at my standpoint of having all these different roots, and nobody really wants to accept me being black. Nobody wants to accept me being Hispanic. Nobody wants to accept any part of my culture. They didn't want to accept the Creole part of me. And I was like, okay, so I have to struggle because I know that the white people don't want it. I'm being straight up. The colonizers don't want me to do this, right? And then the Hispanics are not going to accept me as this. And my people don't even want to accept me as this, so I have to prove a point of who I was. And I'm like, I study me. I know who I am. So I got into the point where I was like, I'm going to go inside myself. And I'm going to be who I am from my point of view, spiritually. And I'm going to do what my spirit guides me to do. And my spirit was like, go into your community and do what you need to do for your people. My ancestors were telling me I needed to walk with my people. I needed to help my brothers and my sisters up out of the oppression that they feel like they are in. That's not even there anymore. So I'm like, I have to start teaching my people, stop using the word I'm oppressed. Because if you keep speaking this to existence, then it's going to be a part of your reality. So you have to speak of your power. And then that's why I was like, in my poetry, I'm going to tell people how powerful you are, how amazing you are, how you're just free, how you're free to do what you want and be who you are.
Man, you tuned in with Sister Kayenne Nebula, Brother Atum A1 Live, and we're finna go and take a quick music break. We're gonna come back. We're gonna get into some of this poetry. Yeah.
Hey y'all. How y'all doing? Oh, look at all them hearts. Y'all so sweet. Oh, they doing a heart contest. Who give me the most hearts? Somebody said I won. Whoever give the most hearts get a jewelry piece. How about that?
Let me log on here.
But Wanda, you might get that ump you've been looking for.
I have. Now and then. I didn't know you guys played it on the radio.
Y'all gotta give me some shares too. Y'all gotta get more people in. Hey, Julie, how you doing, sweetheart? Let me see who else is on here that I missed. Jackie, hey Jackie, sweetheart. Hey Jay, hey Key, hey Tangela. All right, so they're having a heart contest. This is so cute. I love y'all so much. So y'all sharing this? Are you sharing this? I'm excited. What I'm spitting, I don't know.
That's still live?
I actually gave you a sneak peek of what's going to be coming up that we're going to talk about.
Yeah, man, turn the music out, man. On Facebook coming for us, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna cuss, but, you know what I'm saying? Y'all be BSing people, man.
I'm gonna turn it around so y'all can see all these artistic people up in the video.
Tune in, man. Tune in. You know what I'm saying? Call us. You know what I'm saying? We need y'all to sponsor us, man. You see me sweating? We need some AC in here. Oh, yeah.
What's your name, sweetheart?
RJ.
RJ? He working up the keys and stuff, yeah. I don't know what he's doing over there. He looks like a poet or something.
I am.
His shirt gave him away. What's your name, sweetheart?
Anthony.
Anthony?
Yes, ma'am.
You be on the scene?
Low key. Nah, for real.
And who are you?
Atum.
Y'all see that on his shirt right there, huh? That blacklist. Y'all get with it.
Blacklist. Oh, put that on another shirt. Melanated, illuminated. We in here, baby.
And who we got right here drinking on that water?
Dozy.
Hey, baby.
Chilling.
What you do? Just chilling? That's all you do?
I'm chilling. That's what I'm doing.
And who this Creole woman is right here?
Hello, I'm Danielle.
Hey, Danielle.
Top marketing genius.
Marketing genius. We get her number before we leave, y'all.
Like I said, man, I got all these, sisters, man. You know what I'm saying?
And this, where's the other? Oh, Joy, there she go.
Like you about to get shot or something.
That's a mastermind, y'all.
They're really having a heart challenge on here. This is so cute. Y'all gonna break the Facebook Live.
We need to do. We'll fix
Wait,
it.
that's not heart. That's on thumbs up. Somebody losing.
I know you're talking about.
Shantae, are you going to get in the heart challenge?
No, I thought it was.
Oh, I just bought one.
Yo, share and give me 20 views. Y'all give me the 20 views. I need y'all to give me the 20 views. Because we dropping down. We can't drop down. Opie at 12. Come on, we gotta do better than this. This is not how we do it, baby.
1 minute.
Uno momento.
Oh, there we go. Let me take pictures. I'm sorry, y'all.
That's for coming back.
We gotta get, man, I get more views than this when I'm talking about bullshit.
Yeah, so you know how it is.
Y'all want me to talk about some bullshit so we can get up in here? Mira, you getting up in the water cocktail? For real?
30 seconds. What is it?
Bars. You do bars, man.
You ready to come back?
Sitting on the internet all day. Why not go ahead and fill out our survey? Man, you still here? Y'all want to subscribe. Man, you still here? Go ahead and fill out our survey. Action 1, doing it for the culture. Yeah, we back. Brother Atum Ra, A1 Live, Action 1 Media Group, Sister Kayenne Nebula in the building.
What's up?
We just was, you know what I'm saying, building, you know what I'm saying, on her journey, you know what I'm saying, to the H. And, you know what I'm saying, also, you know, her connection, you know what I'm saying, with African spirituality. You know, before we get into music, man, I want to ask you, have you been, and, you know, that mic on too? That's right. Turn yours on too, man. I want everybody on, man, because, you know, I want to know, man, who been following this Drake and Pusha T? You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I'm gonna give the first round to Drake. But when we came back, when Pusha T came back with the clapback.
Hey, man, I had to call every light-skinned person I know, man.
They probably ain't even answer the phone.
Yeah, man, it was tough, man. It was tough.
Man, I was like, wait a minute. He did it so hard that his daddy's tweeting. I was like, when your daddy start tweeting, Drake, it's time for you to go ahead and let go, baby. Just let go and let God, baby.
But G, you heard it, man?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, definitely.
What you think, man?
Well, first, like everybody's saying, it's 2-1. Pusha winning right now, man, because he came out with the infrared first.
Yeah.
Then
Well, yeah, you're right. It's 2-1.
Drake shot back, and then of course Pusha murdered him. He put out the chocolate on him. So.
Yeah, he might as well go ahead and put the mic down.
Oh yeah, nah.
Call up his little writer.
Man, yeah, he either got
put in overtime.
Man, because after that, man, and you know they've been trading jabs back and forth for years. But you know,
see, this blow right here was KO though.
Yeah.
This last blow was KO.
But you know, like Drake ain't really want that smoke.
I'll say Drake right now, he taking cover behind the car right now when the chocolate sprayed. He trying to think of something out of here about it.
What y'all think about that blackface picture though, man?
Oh man,
You know what? I'm kind of feeling some kind of way about that. I'm kind of feeling
I
kind of
was
Rachel
tough.
Gazelle about that bull crap right there.
Hey man, state your name. I mean,
This is Anthony speaking.
yeah, man. What you think about that, man?
Yeah, it's not a good look.
Not at all.
No, I think it's not good at all for him.
No, it wasn't a good time for that at all.
And he dropped the baby on him. Oh
Lord.
my God.
Your deadbeat daddy and your blackface.
He came after his best friend too.
You talking about 40?
Oh yeah.
Oh man, yeah, that was a tough one there. So man, do y'all think in a battle are there limits or is everything?
No.
Everything is on the table. Like you opened the door, you wanted it. Come get some.
Yeah, man. He threw the brother's fiance and his brother. You know what I'm saying? Drake threw his brother in the mix. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. And then the memes showed that he just got his ass handed to him because it's like everybody throwing out memes left and right. I saw that Wakanda meme, and that was like one of the best ones. He said, "Why didn't you just bring the boy home?" I was like, "Dang!"
Oh man, we got a caller on the line. Caller, what's good? Who we got on the phone? Hey, caller, what's good? Oh, who you yelling at?
I hear him saying somebody drinking his ass in.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
What's good? What's your name?
My name is Deborah Barton. I'm down here in Kayenne, Texas. I'm talking on my other line, but I'm looking at y'all on my other phone.
I know. I heard you. You going in on somebody, man.
Yeah, that's her dad is like my brother-in-law.
Oh man.
Yeah, baby, she know who this is. I'm down in Kayenne, Texas. My problem is I have problems with the black community because I'm so light-skinned, baby, here in Kayenne.
Oh yeah, I know.
They don't like my red ass. I tell my daddy from my mama, baby.
They already know.
Yeah, but they already know. They call me Cajun mama here in Kayenne, Texas. When you come to Kayenne, I say Cajun mama. Okay.
I'll be down there soon, Deborah. I'll be down
You
there.
got my phone number. Yeah, mommy, looking good. You keep up the good work, baby. I'm proud of you.
Oh, thank you so much. I love you, baby. I love
And peace and happiness, baby.
Peace. I
love all y'all. You know, y'all remind me of when I was with the Black Panthers and that low boy down there. He was so boy.
You already know. They don't know the fight started before.
I tell the history. I'm 61 years old. Last time when the people came up and all they just bullet ball with the helicopter because I was.
Oh yeah, baby. They don't know that's where the Black Panthers originated down there in New Orleans in the Desire Project.
But I'm still a Black Panther. They don't know. Okay, I'm undercover. Okay, baby. I'll let it come out of me certain places. You feel me? I was down in Arkansas by my daughter. She tell me about the white folks. I'm looking at my granddaughter, all the black girls in class with these white folks. I be telling them, watch those white folks.
Oh, get them.
Then my daughter said, don't be telling her that. I'm going to tell her what's going on.
Oh, you already know, Deborah. We've been up in there.
That's a strong sister right here. Listen to my sister, baby.
Cajun mama, we appreciate you.
This is my Dublin phone. Yeah, I'm looking at this shit. Okay,
I'm about to deal with you.
My real phone, I'm looking at it right now, but I'm on the Dublin phone right now.
You better toss that phone.
It's free Dublin phone, because all the motherfuckers have.
Cajun mama, I appreciate you for calling us, man. I appreciate you, man. You have a good night, mama, all right?
We got Foodie Feet tuning in. Much love to Foodie Feet.
Mama Foodie.
University, baby.
Brother Atum, we're on A1 Live. Amen, with Sister Kayenne Nebula. Sister, how long have you been doing music?
Oh my God, I was raised in music. My daddy owned a record company called Untouchable Records when I was growing up. So literally, I lived in the studio. He installed a bathroom in the studio where I could take a bath at because I lived in it. I did hip hop growing up. So that was a part of me until I came to Houston. Then I transformed my hip hop into poetry. So a lot of people think, oh, I just jumped off the porch and jumped into poetry, and that's why I was so powerful with it. But I've been with the rhythm. I've been writing. My best subject in school was writing. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, music is my life. Like I grew up playing a bass and a treble instrument. I played clarinet and I played baritone.
Baritone, hey, what's up, baby?
So
tuba. Sorry.
Hello, I tried to play tuba. It's almost the same. It's just I was about to carry that heavy shit on a parade route. So it's like I've been embedded into this music thing. Untouchable Records is what I breed, I bleed. That's my dad, El Rockapeezy. We just do this thing. This is our life. This is what breathes. This is what comes through us. My sisters, me, my mom, everybody. We just musically inclined.
Right. So what really kind of pushed you to make that transition from? Because I mean, even though I think in our minds, people like us are just like writers. We're just writing our thoughts. You know what I'm saying? And not necessarily making music in so many ways, but we're writing our thoughts. But once you start specifically talking about hip hop and R&B and poetry, you know what I'm saying, you're talking about specific genres. So with your hip hop background, what made you want to make the transition to doing spoken word?
My hip hop background was good.
Yeah.
I was real gutter with it. I was real raw with it, but that's the lifestyle that I was living and I was brought up in. And then this transformation and this transition that happened with Katrina is what brought me over to poetry. My sister actually was like, hey, I met this lady named Pumpkin from Pluto. And it was at the Poetry Lounge on Sundays or whatever. And she said, I want you to go pass through the spot and check her out. And when I saw her perform, I was like, oh my God. And now she's one of my Ifalade sisters. But I watched her perform and I was like, wow, this is amazing. I want to do this. Like, I don't even want to mess with hip hop right now. And then like at that moment, my grandmother transitioned and then I lost my sister. And I was like, man, so now it's really getting deep for me. So I need to write so I can release. And as I started writing, I started realizing that it was giving me my healing. So in the beginning, it was just for my healing. And then it became a point where it came for the healings of others. So it started, I just transformed. It's like I took steps. I went from my hip hop and I transitioned into my poetry, and then I transitioned into this healing art, because that's what I call it. It's an art of healing now.
So you just did a show the other week, right?
Yeah.
What was that at?
Okay, so this show was at what is the name of the place? Oh my God. It's
That's how much she burned it up.
It was, you know what, it was the owner that really was just not right. But it was a shop off of I can't think of it. Why I can't think of it? Because Spirit don't want me to say it. But it was a black owned place that was off of Main Street. His wife was a beautiful woman, but he was like really he was really nasty. But it was a beautiful show, still and all. So it was called the Oyarémı collection. Oyarémı means great mother, my mother. And it was an honor to the mothers, like the week before Mother's Day. My mom came, which was really beautiful, and I painted all the different African energies of the feminine energies, and I put them on display, and I sold all of my paintings that night. The crowd came in, the amount of people that I expected to be there showed up. And all of that money was actually proceeds towards my spiritual journey, which was very beautiful for the support that I had. People just were walking up to me saying, just take that painting down and just give it to me. And I was like, oh my God, the support of people is just amazing. Like,
we love you. You know what I'm saying? You're so dope. I mean, like myself, we talked about it, out there, and remember when we were speaking on it, I had some things going on that weekend, but I had to make sure that I supported. You know what I'm saying? Like I bought a ticket, even though I knew I wasn't gonna go. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you so much.
But it really goes. I know what it's going to. It's going to the cause. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's really like a big thing on the next step when we really talk about supporting. You know what I'm saying? Your friends and your people. You know what I'm saying? Like. We really gotta, we really gotta support our creative talents.
Exactly. And it's crazy because it's hard. I've been in this walk with the poetry community for like maybe about 9 years now, I want to say. And it's hard because in the beginning you don't really have that support and you really don't know how to promote yourself. And there's so many doors that's closed when you first come in that I decided, hey, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to make a door for myself. So when I first came into the poetry community, about 2 years, I was trying to run into everybody's venue and do everything for everybody. But then I was like, no, I'm going to create an avenue for myself. So that's when Jen.ə.sis was created. And Jen.ə.sis was the beginning of me taking a leap on faith to do something different. And what I did is I created this show, and I went to the African American Museum of Culture, and I sat with Miss Renee, and I was like, Miss Renee, what can you do for me? I don't have the money, but I need the venue. I need the African energy. I want to give to my people, right? So the doors were open. She said, show me what you can do. Let's try this the first time and go forward with it. And the first show packed out, 150 people showed up. We had 7 amazing artists that just ripped the line up. Apart, we had Coco Butterfly, Liro, we had a Jolly, we had oh my God, I can't even just think of the amazing people that just passed through. The couple of Jen.'a.sis, we've done like 7 Jen.'a.sis. We did Jen.'a.sis in Philadelphia. We did Jen.'a.sis in Killeen. We did Jen.'a.sis in New Orleans. It just expanded. And it was like, that was because I decided to say, hey, I can't, I'm tired of knocking on the door and nobody opening it for me. So now I just move for myself. And I'm like, whoever wants to move with me, come on, we can move together. I don't have a problem because I ain't about to take your money. We're going to make money. I ain't about to block your blessings. We're going to get blessings. Yeah. Like, it's about giving as much as you receive.
Facts. And we finna hop into a break to play, you know what I'm saying, a little bit of Sister Kayenne's music. But before we hop in the break, we have about a minute. Could you give us a quick summary of what the Jen.'a.sis project actually is?
So it's 2 projects. So I'm gonna give it like a little short thing. The Jen.'a.sis project is just a merge of arts coming together and helping the community to understand the African American arts in the community. And that goes with poetry, dance. Because a lot of people don't even recognize the African American dances we have in the community. That deals with the artists we have in the community, the vendors we have in the community. So it's just a collaboration of arts. It's a merge of arts. And then the Oyarémı collection is a spiritual walk and work of arts. So it's like dealing with different spiritual aspects of the art community. So yeah, it's 2 different projects. They're their own thing, and that's one of the projects I'm working on right now with the Oyarémı collection. But it's going good.
Okay. Well, man, your brother Atum Rod A1 Live, man, we're finna get into some of this Kayenne Nebula jams. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna turn up, man. We're gonna be right back on the all new Action 1 Live.
My mama and your mama were sitting by the fire. My mama told your mama she's gonna set your flag on fire. Talking about I go, I made Mama.
Come on, brother, man. We need some second.
Why you trying to get Yeah, I said why my eyes hazel with an outline of grape? See, I'm not complaining, it's just the size. It's gonna be on the CD. Okay? Are you disgraced by this? Y'all getting raw. Can you not say
exclusive? Exclusive.
They call me Creole.
Got it.
They call me a refugee, but most of all they scream nigga. I tell them find a way to scream it all, but bitch, I'm a bitch. Papa. They said your ancestors still in from Africa, but they came in from Brazil and mama. They said your ancestors danced in Congo Square. Other half was the red man, the big chief, and the Frenchman who stood their feet in the same soul that confines them. 38 Indian tribes, big Buffalo Soldier, slave, raped by a master by a swept by a five boys, watched in Sunday Swahili. I go, I'm day, Jacqueline, I know who I am, but the world would never understand. See, my ancestors would get I can't be the other one.
Hey.
She got all the junk.
Hey.
So far tonight, I'm out. We continue the interview. We're finna do first time. I think I'm doing the interview.
I think you still got to come on this.
And there's no race that would accept me. So I accept the race of my own. Mama
Okay.
and Papa, I'm thankful for my earned controversy.
30 seconds.
Still the interview.
Look at my king of justice.
Here, bro, man.
I go, I'm dead. I bet you $5 to shoot you dead. Jack and Walkie, I go, I'm dead. Jack and
come back.
I'm gonna play two singers.
You're sitting on the internet all day. Why not go ahead and fill out our survey? Man, you still like this one for the website, right?
Hey, Poppy.
Yeah, man, you still here. Go ahead, fill out our survey.
Hey, Vicky.
Action one.
Melina, I see you watching from the island.
All right, yeah. We back in this thing. Atum Rock, A1 Live, Kayenne Nebula. You know what I'm saying? We got the whole crew, man. You just had the whole studio in here.
They were
You know what I'm saying? What's the name? You got a name for that joint, too?
It's our earned skin tone.
Okay.
Earned skin tone, like we say.
Man, she giving us exclusives in here, man. So, you know, for y'all there, for y'all tuned in, man, y'all just got, you know what I'm saying, one of the ones the world ain't heard yet. So, you know what I'm saying, this is what we do, you know what I'm saying, they come through. Man, you know, we just was talking before the break, we were talking about the Jen.ə.sis project and, you know what I'm saying, your last show. You know, what new initiatives and, you know what I'm saying, projects do you have coming out? Any shows or anything like that?
I'm working on some events. I have to kind of like move in silence with them right now, but they're going to be daytime events because I'm going to be taking that spiritual journey, and it's going to take me a year for the spiritual journey. So I'm going to be sitting down for a while, kind of like walking around in white, trying to be holier than thou. But you know, it's for my elevation. You know what I'm saying? So I have to move a different way with my events. But I will keep doing what I'm doing. I'm actually sitting down working on a book right now, and some more surprises to come. Yeah, I mean it's just a whole lot.
Full of surprises.
I mean it's time though. It's time for a book. Like I've been doing this for a while, and I've been performing in different venues all over America, and it's like whenever I ever what my words that I do on stage is not going to last me forever. My legacy has to be put. It has to be written. So people can take this book and they can pass it down. Or these stories that I tell can be passed down. Because I'm a storyteller also. So these stories have to be passed down some kind of way through my generations, through my writing, through my children. I mean, it's just something that has to be done. So my next project is actually my book and my CD that's going to be released.
Oh, wow. Do you have a title yet?
I can't say that yet.
I'm trying to get it out.
I mean, but guess what? You'll be one of the first ones to know.
Hey, I hear that. Y'all hear that? You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to tell y'all.
But you'll be the first one to know. And I have it already, but I just don't want to release it yet because it's crazy, but in the community, I've done stuff and people have taken my ideas. And it's like, you know, damn, I'm like, okay, now I got to figure some other kind of way to do this. So I'm just moving in silence with a lot of my projects until it's right here at the front and it's like, okay, it's time to roll.
Yeah, there you go. I'm dropping like a thief in the night, like that Pusha T.
Yeah, baby. I'm dropping like that Pusha T, baby. I'm dropping it like that infrared, that Pusha T, baby. They ain't gonna know what's coming with him. I'm drinking the boys.
That's real. That's real. Yeah, because I didn't even know until the last show that you did. Music art as well. And so, like, are these like paintings, drawings?
It was a mixture. It was actually some art pieces that I worked on, and then I wrote portrait pieces that went with them. So it was something different. I gave them something different. Every piece that I painted had a portrait piece to go with it, but I didn't feature them all. I just featured most of them.
Gotcha. For sure. Well, you know, here at Action One, you know, we really try to set our foot forward with inspiring the next generation. You know what I'm saying? You know, personally, you know, I believe in the concept of so, you know, that's what really pushes me and drives me every day. But let me ask you, like, what responsibility do you feel that we have right now to get back and inspire the next generation?
I mean, we do have to look in from a spiritual standpoint. Yes. The next generation is our ancestors' return. Okay. So we're borrowing this earth from them, and then we're giving it back to them. So we have to always keep our eyes focused on the fact that we have to keep this earth together, and we have to keep ourselves together. So just passing this down the bloodlines and keeping the stories going and teaching them, and also catching the ones that are like waving away and pulling them back, because they don't have a lot of guidance going on. Now I do have to admit, lately there has been a rise in the conscious community, and I hate the word conscious, but that's what the word I'm going to use.
We're going to put that in quotation marks.
The quote unquote conscious community, there's a rise that's happening in spirit. There's a rise that's waking up our indigo children, our children that's coming into the world now, our teenagers that's graduating, like they're seeing something different. And you can see it because you can see the fear in the white people's eyes when our children walk past them. It is something different. I don't know if y'all feel it, but it's something different that's happening for our next generation to be ready. Our children don't have no fear anymore. And at first we looked at it as if it was a bad thing, but we were in fear. Our ancestors were in fear. The ancestors before them were in fear. And it's no longer time to walk in fear anymore.
Not at all.
It's time to learn who you are, learn your spirituality, learn how to defend yourself, learn how to grow your own food, learn how to filtrate your water, get your fat ass up and walk, and learn how to walk some miles. I'm being real, and we got to be hard sometimes, but you have to learn how to be a better you, because you don't know what's coming. You don't know what you're going to have to do for your kids. You don't know what you're going to have to do for your family. You don't know what you're going to have to do to survive. So it's like, focus on you and stop trying to be accepted into what these people have and work on your own.
Yeah, boys want to be accepted so bad.
Everybody want to be accepted. You want to go knock on the white man's door all day long when you got your people right here in the hood that need your help.
Right.
Put some shit together for them.
Right.
Give to them. Allow them to accept you and accept them. Like, we got so much understanding to work on in our community. We got so many trust issues to deal with in our community. And I'm not saying everybody could come with us.
Yeah, everybody gonna be.
But we can take as many as we can if we reach as many as we can. But we don't want to even do the fucking work.
Man. All right, man. If y'all want to get up on that urban garden, man, you need to holler at Baba Ifalade.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
In the tray, you know what I'm saying, doing his thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's
this man, you walk up to this man's house, you can't even see his house no more. He got kale growing up to the ceiling. You know kale don't grow high. Tomatoes growing all off the side. I'm like, Baba, give me a bag of them tomatoes right there. And Fundi on here right now. Fundi just planted. How many gardens was that you just planted?
What up, Fundi?
Fundi went around, and I want to say 8 or 9. I might be wrong. Don't shoot me. But she just went around a community planting free gardens. She called me one morning and was like, you need a garden? I was like, I don't have no room for one, but let's find somebody. I was like, call Bob, but he gonna know somebody. But she went around planting gardens in the community for people to have food, to grow their own food. Like, how do you teach somebody about compost and stuff that big? That's a blessing to give to you. Other people need to be doing stuff like this. Give to your community. Do the work if you want us to survive.
Shout out Sister Fundi, man, to teach you how to make a garden and kick your butt
at the same time.
At the same time, man. At the same time, man. I love that sister, man. Every time I hear her speak, man, you know, just like yourself. You know, certain people, you know what I'm saying, when they talk, you know what I'm saying, I listen, you know what I'm saying. And you know, I think that you brought up a great point of just about the time that we're in right now.
Exactly.
And you see the awakening going on.
Exactly.
And it reminds me of like what Kwame Ture said, that anytime you have worsening conditions and rising consciousness, you're bound for an explosion.
Exactly.
And, you know, it can either be through an organized movement, or it can be something that's actually organized.
And we need organization. We can't. If we don't move with our organization, then we're gonna fall apart. Then that's when infiltration happens.
Right.
Anything can come in and break you apart. So you have to be organized. You have to have understanding. You have to have strategy. Right. These things have to happen for us to move forward.
Yeah, that's that heat, man. That's that heat. Now, organize your people in conditions well. That's true. That's true. That's true. It's not. So, man, I didn't ask Sister Kayenne. I want to call you. I was about to say Kayenne.
I'm a Gemini, but not that much. I'm a Gemini, but not that much.
I asked Sister Kayenne to drop us a few bars today, you know, because that's what we do, you know what I'm saying? Anybody that comes through A1 Live, you know, whether you're a rapper, whether you're a singer, whether you're a poet, or even if you draw, you know what I'm saying? Whether you're like the old boy with the afro, put something up for you to do something live. But, you know what I'm saying? Sister Kayenne has agreed to bless us with some of her bars. And so, you need a beat, or you wanna go a cappella?
Okay, so since I got black men in the studio, it's my favorite piece to do anyway.
Is it a tribute?
Oh, you finna do black man beat? Oh yeah, man, y'all listen up, man. Y'all listen up.
Now, if I mess this up, y'all don't kill me. This is live. I feel a breeze on my skin. And it's hard like watching the tears of a black man. He can't, no wait, what if he can stand against the lands that forgot the stories of his generation and keep erasing the identity of a black man. I feel the sun on my skin as it bronzes my melanin like the burns of my kings taken from their kingdoms to scorching cotton fields. I click my heels, but still, there's no place like home. Yet we roam like savages in uncharted concrete jungle while the rumble in our voice say that we are lies when we say Black Lives Matter, but study killing our own. Is it not wrong to kill the cattle before you eat, yet they're feeding on our soul, and all you can do is put your hands in the air as if they care about your theatrics? Black man, put your hands down and stop standing in the surrendering position. Our ancestors didn't give up on us, so how dare you give up on our children? I feel the rain cleanse my tears of over 400 years of mourning, but somehow, my people are stuck in the dark, afraid to come to the light, so they linger in the pain, and at some point, we have to bury the slain and realize they bled for us to reign, kings and queens the same. I feel a shaking in the earth, as if the dead are turning in their graves, disgraced by the knowledge we possess but too afraid to walk in. So tombstones crack like hearts break in the footsteps of the slaughter, and it gets harder as we walk into the deep. Third eye on fleek, we creep as if we are the ones that's wrong when we are the revolution. You have the solution. Stop putting yourself in nooses and hanging on to the lies of civilization that this is no place for a black man based on murders and wives. Why is it so hard to see the forest for the trees, yet you buckle your knees and bow to the lies and civilization and all the praises you sing? Is that this place was never made for a black man. But black man, you can make it work for you. I have the blueprint. Protect me and I'll provide safe haven for you. Respect me and I'll bear fruit from you. Honor me and I will die for you. See, I need my black man to understand that no matter where he stands is the right place for the success of a black man. I say. Thank you.
Woo! Woo!
My queen.
Woo! Kayenne set the building on fire with that one, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know, I kind of cheated, you know what I'm saying, only because I think I know, you know what I'm saying? And I love that, you know what I'm saying? I just love that, you know what I'm saying, piece of work. So, man, before we get out of here, Sister Kayenne, let the people know how they can find you, how they can follow your art, your poetry, and how they can contact you.
Okay, so I'm on Facebook and I'm on Instagram. I'm barely on Twitter, y'all. I'm sorry. I don't have Twitter fingers. But on Facebook, you can find me at Kayenne Nebula, K-A-Y. I'm sorry, E-I. I changed my name. E-I, I-Y-A, Oyarémı, Ifalade. O-Y-A-R-E-M-I-I-F-A-L-A-D-E. So you can find me on Facebook under that. You can also find me at Black Salt's Craft. I make jewelry, guys. I make jewelry. I wire bend. I make rings with crystals and everything like that. Beautiful. You can check out Black Soul Craft on Facebook. on Instagram, and you can also find me on Instagram under Kayenne Nebula, KaydenNebula. Make sure you guys hit me up, or you can hit my line up because my number is posted on Facebook. Text me, do not call me. Yeah. And I don't wake up to 12 because I am a vampire, because I don't go to sleep till 6. I work till 6 and I get up at 12. Y'all remember that? Because y'all be hitting me up at 8 in the morning and I'll be looking sideways because I've been just brought my children to school and I don't want to talk to nobody.
Amen.
So,
Righteousness.
We got jewelry, art, fashion, spoken word, hip hop, community. Sister Kayenne, you know what I'm saying, jack of all trades. I know you've been having a strong audience, you know what I'm saying, following you on Facebook Live, man. You got anybody you want to shout out before we get up out of here?
I definitely do.
Come shout your people out, man. It's love, man.
Much love to my number one support, my mom and Chris Lamar, my number one supporters. Fundi is on here. I think she's talking about putting in a new garden somewhere. Yeah. Y'all make sure y'all follow Fundi feed. My Baba, I love you, Baba Ifalade, Monife, Baba Ifalade. Then I have a whole bunch of sisters on here. I can't even name all of you, but the whole entire Ifalade family, the whole poetry community here in Houston and in New Orleans. I love you guys, all my family. Much love, respect, peace, light. Odabo, Monife, I love you guys all the way up from Otunji village, all the way back to Nigeria. I love y'all and Belize, all of y'all, you know, much love and light and respect. Peace.
Man, Sister Kayenne, man, I appreciate you coming through. You know, just know that you're welcome anytime, you know what I'm saying, to come through. Action 1, Melanated Illuminated. You already know I'm going to keep supporting you, you know what I'm saying, and all your initiatives and everything, you know what I'm saying, that you're going through. So we gonna make sure that we get you back. You know, this is a new thing that we have going. You're probably, you know, one of our second or third guests, you know, saying that we have up here. So,
and I'm honored, and I pray blessings over what you have, and allow it to keep growing. Just receive those blessings and let them come in and let them flow. I say.
Hey man, I already told you, man. You done seen the team, man. I'm surrounded by sisters, so I don't have no choice but to stay in line. You know what I'm saying? I can't get out of pocket even if I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? Man. So yeah, man. Your brother Atum Ra. Appreciate y'all. Everybody tuned in to the Facebook Live. You know what I'm saying? On the new A1 page. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to get our viewers up. Man, but yeah, brother Atum Ra, Sister Joy, you know what I'm saying, back there in the building, you know what I'm saying. We build it out here, man. Check us out. We are A1.com, Action 1 Media Group on Facebook. You can holler at me, brother Atum Ra, on Facebook, or you catch me on Twitter, Instagram, and we'll say whatever. And we'll be back. Holla at your boy.
You tuned into the all-new Action 1 Network. Turn up your
Scoobity Poo.
Y'all make sure y'all follow Action 1 Network. I'm gonna put it down in my comments so y'all can follow. I got another song on y'all. Sister Faith, what's good? We gotta turn that one up.
Yeah, we gotta turn this one up.
This one is dedicated to everybody that went through Katrina. Earth cracks. And oozing from its pores is the Mississippi. While it washes away memories of blues, nights and second lines, I can see spirit dancing on cloud 9. And rain swirling in angry circles as it conjures up the ability to question the stability of our unsaved related. I guess that's the moment it takes to create a life that can be destroyed in a second. From a breeze in the south, it's like bodies have become sponges 3 times their size, as lungs figure out a way to swallow swap waves, liquid waves, flowing over memories. All I've known is just the grief. And death dances gracefully down every street, walking on the water like the Messiah. They say, well, but the water is getting higher. And the only saints that play a game in the city this day is the ones we pray to in heaven. As the gates of hell open and swallow my city whole, and they say, just let it go. But if we had the options to let it go, we would be under the currents. What happened in the Big Easy was just a walk for safety becomes hard. Oh, National Guards, what big guns do you have for search and rescue? Yet they tell us to wade in the water. Grandmother, what foreign language accept refugees on their own country soil? Or maybe they forgot. But they tell us to remember 9/11. The gumbo
it's not on my picture. I can't see. I see you put it up there. Mama. What's up, Mama? What's good? What's good? What's up? What's up now? You know what I'm saying? Black Edge was good, man. You know what I'm saying? They shut us down, but you know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna let Facebook stop us, man. You know what I'm saying? Meeting of the melanated mind still living. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Queasy Low, you know what I'm saying? 725 magazine was good, you know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all tuning in. What's up, fam? Yeah, man, we ain't here getting it. We ain't here getting it. Hey, y'all hear that? That's that heat. That's that heat.
They ask us what we spend our FEMA money on. As if any amount of money will replace what's gone. You see home. I see death, history, memories. I see nightmares of broken levees. I see disaster. You see collateral wade in the water while disease eats away at our flesh. Put the kids on a mattress. This is distress. Mama, in that dome, hold your baby tight. The race is out tonight. Hold on just a little longer. A few days ago, Master was in us what we need to be saved. This is a purge we've never foreseen. But for many generations, you will be known as the spirit that goes.
Hey, I'm telling you, man. That's why you see I said it, bring your soul back. Got the soul. Man. It went down. It went down. It went down.
Peace.
It went down.
Some rising to the Action One Network.
Action.
Was going to be on TV.